It's like breeding albino, but albino. So wow. Make sure you put it where it's less likely.
Alright, all these things have gone from you to the owl. He's got the owl out.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
She was actually injured about 18 years ago. Somebody trapped her in a live trap, and they took and chopped her wing off with a machete, unfortunately. So you see that much of the wing was chopped off. And unfortunately, she would never be released into the wild and survive. So.
She's gorgeous. She is. Those are the ones that I see on our property, right?
Well, this is not as common. The most common is the one here. It's called the barred owl. These are becoming more endangered. They're more way out in the forest.
He seems to hang around me when I walk on the property. Maybe he knows I'm a vegetarian. That was a joke. I don't know. He knows, but he doesn't have to compete with me for the meat, you know.
Right.
My husband loves birds of prey. Is he? Do you let people that are interested in those birds touch the bird?
No, this is against federal law.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, even him.
Right,
That's
right,
been him.
right. He's actually, she came from the wild. She was a year and a half old when she came to us. But we've had her going on 18 years. So.
How old are they? How long are they?
In the wild, they can live 25 years. In captivity, 35 easily. You can add time to it. No, we actually have a facility. Yes, we have an open to the public by appointment.
I'm sorry.
You're so good.
And we're one of the largest bird prey centers. We actually have a state federal grant to have a number of birds. Because normally you're only allowed 2 education birds per species, and then you have to transfer to another federal facility where you And nowadays, with this, any bird that's migratory, which is basically any bird in the state of Florida, they fall under Federal Migratory Bird Act. And if they miss an eye, wing, or leg for education, you have to use it. You cannot use it for education. So she was actually grandfathered into this. So there's a lot of regulations. You cannot possess a feather of any migratory bird. You can't possess part of the egg, part of the nest, anything to do with it, unless if you're a federally licensed center. So they're very strict, and with those regulations, there's so few facilities around, and so you normally have to euthanize a lot of birds. So that's why we worked through Congress, gave up the state and federal grants for the number just for education.
You used to have one in Silver Springs. Do they still?
They might have, but again, you know, Silver Springs unfortunately is going downhill, and most of the care is not there.
So what does that mean when I walk my property and it just sort of hangs around and watches? Does that mean he trusts us?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're having to adapt to humans because of the conditions. There's so much habitat loss and that they have to adapt to humans. And the most common, the barred owls, they're the easiest to adapt to humans. And they very well at this time of year and in the wintertime, it could be that there was babies in the area and they were just watching you to make sure that you didn't go get the babies. Because they'll breed in the midst of winter, normally have 2 eggs, or 2 to 3 eggs, only 2 hatch out. By January, the end of January, they're coming out of the nest. They don't know how to fly immediately, so the parents teach them how to fly. They stick with them and also teach them how to hunt. It takes them several months to learn how to hunt, and then the parents run them off. But normally, out of the 2 babies, only one survives to a year old, and by the time that one makes it to maturity, only has a 50% chance. And mature age is 5 years old.
So it was probably a mom keeping an eye on me. Because it was very close to be like on the fence post watching me.
How do you maintain the attack?
Natural. We just all of our purchase. Right. And with them, you do not really want to alter their talents whatsoever because typically they do use them for hunting. In this case, in captivity, we don't make them kill. We provide them already processed food and that. But we still, the oak branches and the perches that they have in there will naturally keep them. And you don't want to really trim them up because it will affect them. Especially
they don't look like they've ever been touched.
No. And that's the way, you know, they'll normally
ignore on them if they want to.
Right. And they do shed to grow in that. So.
And she's how old?
She's going on we've had her 18 years. So she's about 19 and a half actually.
What's their lifespan?
They can, out in the wild, they can be 25 years and in captivity up to 35 years, even a little bit longer.
can tolerate it. How they can blend in. They can blend in
No, she cannot
wherever
fly
they're
at all.
living.
And even matter of fact, when she's in her cage on her perch, she knows not to even attempt to fly because of the amount of wing that's missing. She would just flip right off. We designed it so that they don't have difficulty getting around. All the perches connect together. And we have a real close bond. Normally you won't see a bird like this used this as occasion, especially handled without a glove. This type of bird, most people think the eagle is the most powerful bird. An eagle only has 275 pounds in its talons. These guys have 550 pounds per square inch. It can actually kill an adult human being if it struck you in the wrong spot. So it's a unusual circumstance that she's, a bird like this is handled. Normally they handle like the barred owls because they're the easiest to manage in that. We had one that they mate for life, and we had one that she kind of mated with.
Because that would be food, right?
Well, they're not, they would go after rats and mice. And,
What about rabbits?
Occasionally, but we would have to have for feeding. If they had youngsters that they were actually.
What's the maximum? How are you? Do you know the maximum size rabbit it can catch? Because I have large rabbits outside in the pen.
It could catch. It could catch a large rabbit.
A 10,
This
10,
species,
12
this species could easily catch that if it was really going for it. If it was starving, if it was really eating
but it
food.
doesn't need to do that if it's plenty of food around.
Right.
And we've got plenty of food running around all over the yard. So. Well, I've never actually seen a great horn wild on our property. We saw was the barred owl.
Right. And they're the most common because of adapting so well.
Now I know why that was